We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Torchbearer, it is the Honey Badger Honey Mustard. Killer. We've got someone not bearing a torch, more like a sword bearer, shield bearer perhaps. Cool little graphic. All their stuff is pretty. Their labels are all kind of neat in terms of the graphic. Here's where they get less neat. And that is this really tiny text for the ingredients. Alright, so we start with apple cider vinegar, scorpion peppers, honey, distilled white vinegar, canola oil, water also, brown sugar, mustard powder, Carolina Reapers. We've got white sugar, cayenne pepper powder, sorry. We've got black pepper, turmeric, mustard seed, granulated garlic, salt, and garlic. So you can see it is a very, very gorgeous color. I like this color. It's sort of this really flecked sort of orange. Golden orange, maybe? Is that a thing? It is really sludgy, though, so it's separating a little bit, as it is wont to do. Actually, all their sauces are kind of like that. They all tend to separate. No preservatives. It's accidentally healthy, intentionally delicious. It's kind of a big thing with them is not putting preservatives in any of their sauces. So their approach is, I think, one of the more novel ones in the hot sauce world. I'm definitely a fan of it. All right. Okay, let's get that there. All right. Oh, it smells so good. You can see it's very thick, very sludgy. It does not flow particularly well, but it is gorgeous. This is such a beautiful sauce. Orange and black, just, man, I really like how this looks. This looks just fantastic, and it smells good. My mouth is watering here behind the camera. This is really. I mean, I mentioned in the review it was my favorite honey mustard, and it is just tremendous. So, all right, let's get into it. This is so good. A little stainy, but absolutely delicious. A little spiky. There is certainly no confusing that this is a super hot oriented sauce. Alright, so let's have it on some stuff. Now in the written review, which is available in the description down below, I mentioned a few things. Hot dogs. Chicken strips, which are, of course, just fried chicken. And roast beef sandwiches. Now, this was back from the days when I used to work at Hardee's, a couple million years ago. And that was where I first, because they had an excellent honey mustard sauce. They had this really cool sliced turkey sandwich too. They had a lot of neat stuff. It's too bad what happened to them. Anyway, they had this wonderful honey mustard, which was my first experience with honey mustard, and it really it really opened my eyes up to, you know, what mustard could be. Before that, all I'd had was, you know, the yellow Plockmans and French's. Might have had a brown mustard somewhere in there too. Nothing wrong with those are all great, but to me it was a little one note, kind of like ketchup. So it wasn't until there that my eyes were really open to the world of mustards. So one of the things, Hardee's used to have a big roast beef sandwich. Not too dissimilar from Arby's. And I don't know if they still have it or not. I haven't been to Hardee's for years, but what I would have to do with Arby's, you know, Rack's used to be around too. Rack's another roast beef place. I think it's just Arby's now though. But anyway, what I would do is I would get, because their regular sandwiches never had enough beef. So for a while they had a 2 for $3, 2 for $4, whatever deal on them. So I would get 2 of them, throw away the heels like I did there. And I would usually use the barbecue sauce for the dipping sauce, because Arby's sauce is dreadful. But the dipping sauce, the barbecue sauce, is actually pretty good. So I would get that, and that's kind of what I'm doing today. So these are the jalapeno roast beef sliders. Sliders are a brilliant thing that Arby's has done, because they're a Me Too item and they're hugely overpriced. But everybody's just like, oh yeah, what the hell, throw one in. Smart. Really smart. These are their chicken nuggets. Their chicken is fantastic. Their fried chicken is outstanding. And just a Nathan's hot dog. So we're going to gussy all this up, and we're just going to whip right through it. See which is best. All right. And see what kind of, you know, burn we can get out of this. I think I gave this a 4. It was number 7 on the show. And I think I gave it a 4 for heat. It definitely is beyond what I think most people would like, but it's so excellent tasting that normally heat-wise is probably best just for chili heads. As far as flavor, if somebody likes mustards and they're chili head curious, I mean, this is just an excellent. Let's see if I can do this here. I don't want to waste any of the sauce. It is one of the more expensive ones on the show, I think. Not to the last. Well, actually, I've seen it in places where it is almost as much as the Last Dab is, which is kind of interesting to me. And I assume some of that has to do with volume. This one definitely, though, with the, I imagine with all these ingredients, it is probably a more expensive sauce to produce as well. But all right, let's start with the chicken. You really get a feel for the super hot flavor. It's one of the things I really like about this. Obviously the heat's there too, but sometimes, you know, some of these sauces can be just a mouthful of blast furnace, and that's it. This one is an excellence of flavor. They should have something like this for the Diablo Dare instead of their awful Arby sauce. Their awful Arby sauce that now you can buy in grocery store shelves. Not me. I had to doctor that up too. You can check out that video. It's in the fast food restaurants playlist. Not much of a dare, but I wouldn't expect it to be. I like these jalapeno because It's like they're using almost a roasted jalapeno instead of the nachos. I should follow up the written review. I did mention this was not a full bottle. It was still sealed and everything, but it was only to about here. So all of this neck space was pretty much wide open. Which if it's, it's like a normally priced sauce, who cares? But when this sauce, I think is normally like 15 to 20 bucks, then you start to carry a whole bunch. Because at that point, it's like $4 an ounce, right? Well, if you're missing an entire ounce, so sweet mustards and hot dogs still kind of throw me. This one isn't as sweet though. So I thought there was maybe a chance, but I like it better than normal. But I don't love this. It was just fantastic on the chicken. Fried chicken, high mustard, unbeatable. Getting a little bit of a roar going here. It's kind of impressive. This is so good. I like the name too, Honey Badger. It works well here. It's pretty entertaining. Nice and punchy. So delicious. Wow. Yeah. Good old burn. All right. Our combined jalapeno roast beef sliders from Arby's. Oh, I wish there wasn't cheese on this. I wasn't aware there was. Probably they said it, I just wasn't paying attention, but. Oh man, that's so good. It'd be better without the cheese though. Just get those regular roast beefs. Or a king or whatever with this sauce is just magic. These jalapenos are excellent. They're not hot, but the flavor is really good. Yeah, really solid burn. This is definitely one of my favorite sauces from the show. Although it's not really a hot sauce. It's very definitely mustard. Call it wing sauce, I guess, if you want, with regards to the show, but. Whew. Oh, yeah. Got got some good fury going now. I should have got the roast beef, so the regular ones. I don't like this bread that much. It's like rolls that you'd have at Thanksgiving or whatever, rather than an actual like normal bun. Oh. Yeah, it's got a. Look at how much of this I've used. It's got a nice degree of burn to it, though. I will say that. It is phenomenal. This is just one of the better things I think from Torchbearer in general. It's a mustard, so it's not super flexible, but what it goes well with, it goes really well with. That roast beef and that fried chicken bit right there were just phenomenal. So, yeah, very impressive. And I think this was one of the seasons where there were more sauces that I would consider doing. I don't do sauces with onions. Some of the sauces from other seasons have been discontinued as well. So this one I get 6 out of 10, which is a fairly high number, I think, for most of the seasons. But you can go to in the blog, there's a full list of the seasons with all the sauces and all what I've done. And some of them, if they have links to written reviews, they frequently will also, almost always, have videos as well. And there is a video playlist here as well of all the Hot One sauces I've done if you're interested strictly in that. But yeah, this is really impressive. Like I said, probably my favorite honey mustard ever. Definitely the hottest, though. No question about that. So there it is, the Torchbearer Honey Badger Honey Mustard. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.